Y'all ever wonder what Kyla Pratt been doing? She's in a new Lifetime movie locking her own daughter in a cellar, and Kyla Pratt hasn't aged a bit. Rebecca West leaves her daughter Lori to die in the cellar, then she walks away like it's nothing. Just 5 months earlier, Rebecca was very supportive of Lori's school activities. She's a very hands-on mother but expects nothing but perfection from her daughter. Another mom, Cynthia, whose daughter is Lori's friend, reveals that Lori is no longer the captain of the track team. Rebecca is not pleased because she wants Lori to make it to the national team. Austin invites Lori to the bonfire to celebrate his 18th birthday. He seems to flirt with her and expects to go to prom with Lori. However, I know a fruit salad when I see one. Austin looks gay. When Rebecca asks about the boy, Lori laughs it off, saying that Austin is just a schoolmate. Rebecca reminds Lori she has to focus on getting good scores so she can go to the state college. After talking to the principal, Lori says it's possible for her to apply for a full scholarship at UCLA, but Rebecca is not going to let Lori live far away from her. Rebecca says all of their hard work will pay off soon, and they can be a real proud family. Lori doesn't even have her own license yet because Rebecca insists on driving her around. Every time Lori tries to bring it up, Rebecca gets offended, thinking that Lori doesn't want her around anymore. Then Rebecca reminds Lori that they are best friends, so they can tell anything to each other. So Lori admits that she and Austin are a thing, unaware that her mother was referring to the coach removing her as team captain. Rebecca is disappointed that Lori lied to her about the boy, so she grounds her. Later, Rebecca says her own parents were so strict. She doesn't want to be like them, but Lori is forcing her to be. She sees her daughter as an extension of her own life. The blaming everything on Lori is crazy though. Every decision is for the both of them. They are always one. Not wanting to upset her mother, Lori just gives her a smile and promises never to lie again. To make it up to her, Rebecca gives her daughter a very beautiful red dress for the prom, but doesn't want her to show cleavage. She even lets Lori stay until 11:30 and take Austin as a date. Lori is overjoyed. That night, Austin sneaks her out and takes her to his party. He wants to break her back, but Lori tells her they go with their plan and wait for prom night. Unfortunately, when Lori returns home, her mother is already awake and waiting for her. With no excuses to give, Lori just apologizes. But Rebecca is so disappointed, she confronts Lori and takes her phone. She reads Austin's message talking about booking a hotel for prom night and running to California afterward. The next day, Rebecca takes Lori to their old family farm. It used to belong to Rebecca's parents but got destroyed by a fire. Rebecca says it could be Lori's one day when she dies, but Lori says to never say anything like that.
You're stuck with me. Forever.
Unfortunately, Rebecca about to take that literally. She needs Lori's help to get some things sorted out in the cellar. Not wanting to anger her mother again, Lori goes down and starts to get to work. That's when Rebecca goes back up and locks her up. She communicates with Lori using a camera and a speaker. This way they can have a one-on-one and only one relationship. She explains that there's nothing to be afraid of because it's only going to be until prom is over. Lori panics. She can't believe her mother is really locking her there. Even with food and drinks, the punishment is crazy. She begs to be let out, promising to do anything her mother asks her to. But Rebecca is defiant. She's not even afraid of CPS. She believes she's doing what is best for Lori since she thinks all she wants is Austin's eggplant, when Rebecca devoted and worked hard her whole life for her. Lori says she's the one who worked hard.
I hope you're proud of yourself.
The proud family would be disappointed in Rebecca. That night, Austin visits and throws some rocks on Lori's bedroom window. Rebecca doesn't see who it is, so she immediately reports a stalker to the authorities. The next day, Rebecca tells the other moms that Lori is sick and will miss prom, but Rebecca is still going to be there to chaperone. The other moms think they can't stop their teenage kids from doing it on prom night, so they decide to just give their sons rubbers. Lori is disappointed, thinking they shouldn't tolerate such acts. She even mentions a girl getting pregnant at 17 and now being a single mother. Though a single mother herself, Rebecca says her situation is different because her husband died. The two white girls look at her crazy because Rebecca is quite unhinged. On prom night, Austin worries he won't get to lose his V card, so he calls Lori, but she doesn't answer his calls. Rebecca, however, is there wearing that red dress that was supposed to be Lori's. She says that Lori's at home, sick and needing rest. So Austin sneaks out and heads to Lori's house. When no one answers, he breaks in and enters through the garage. Lori's bed is empty, so he heads back to school to tell Rebecca that Lori is missing. Austin has also reported it to the police, worried that Lori has been abducted. Rebecca is shocked, and it sends her into panic. Her flabbers were gasted. Detective Lawrence is in charge of the case. First, she suspects Austin. Besides, he did barge into Rebecca's house, where Lori was last seen. Rebecca also presses on the suspicion, asking the authorities to look into Austin. Because the police are now involved, Rebecca tells Lori she can't let her out just yet. Lori begs her mother to let her go, even promising not to say anything to anyone. But even though Rebecca feels sorry for Lori, she refuses to let her out. Instead, she says she'll bring her more food. Rebecca shares that her own parents locked her in that same cellar when she was young. She says she now understands why her own parents were strict. A few days later, the detective clears Austin of any suspicion. During the press conference, Rebecca cries in front of everyone, pleading for Lori's return. This fake Oz actually sold it with her crying. The community gathers to help, but Rebecca hates seeing Austin. Then Cynthia explains that the boy is staring only because Rebecca looks a lot like Lori. Upon hearing this, Rebecca smiles at Austin for the first time. 10 days after Lori is reported missing, the case has turned into a media frenzy. Rebecca even changes into a nice dress before facing the press. Austin, wanting to talk to someone who can relate to his loss, tells Rebecca they should take advantage of the media. So Rebecca announces that the police are not using all of their resources to look for her daughter. She's asking everyone to reach out if they've seen Lori. Austin even holds her hand to show his support. Lori continues to suffer in the cellar. She begs her mother to let her out because she's so hungry. The food Rebecca has left her isn't good enough. Rebecca feels sorry for her daughter, but when she sees her face on TV, she forgets about Lori and enjoys the attention she's getting at the moment. A month after prom, Austin is still looking for Lori, but the detective says they didn't find a lead and they've already gone over the budget. Lori is still in the cellar. Finally, Rebecca figures she can let her daughter out, but she has to be careful because everyone believes that Lori has been abducted. So Rebecca visits her daughter, asking her to write a letter saying that she ran away to California but is now thinking of returning home. Rebecca opens the cellar and lets down a basket with pen and paper for Lori. She's careful to keep the door closed, worried that her daughter might escape. Rebecca is ready to let Lori out, but then Cynthia reveals that they've been writing to the mayor about Rebecca's situation. Now the mayor wants Rebecca to be the guest of honor at the social awareness dinner. Rebecca says they should just focus on looking for Lori, but Cynthia encourages her to attend, saying that Rebecca is internet famous and that people love her. So Rebecca crumples Lori's letter. Just when Lori thinks she's about to be released, Rebecca has just given her more food, which means she'll be staying down there longer. This hoe a narcissist. Meanwhile, Austin is looking for distractions, so he has decided to mow Rebecca's lawn. Then he notices that Rebecca has the same smile as Lori's. After seeing her daughter's boyfriend, her kitty starts to purr. So Rebecca leaves a list of chores for Austin to do. She also leaves him some snacks. She's thinking he's a snack himself. It's about to rain, so Rebecca invites Austin inside. Austin sees that the water flow is not good, so he volunteers to check the pipes. While down there, he sees a box of food supplies. Rebecca lies and says they were supposed to use it for camping. Then it starts to pour outside. It's been 5 months since Lori went missing. Suddenly, Rebecca and Austin get too close, and Rebecca makes the first move and jumps the young man. Jail! What a trifling gardening tool. The next day, Rebecca goes to church as if she didn't just steal her daughter's boyfriend. She still checks on Lori using the security cameras. She says the fundraiser money for Lori's case was used to help parents of missing children. Because of what happened to Lori, apparently Rebecca's life has more purpose now. Rebecca also tells Lori that it's her own fault that she is locked in the cellar. But no matter what Lori says, Rebecca's not going to let her out. Ho, is you okay? By the time Austin wakes up, Rebecca is already at home. Rebecca then tells him he's very talented with his hands. I'm dead. They plan to meet again later for dinner, unaware that the detective has been watching them. So Rebecca is surprised when the detective shows up at her doorstep, saying that she'll do everything to find Lori. She admits she has never handled a case like this, where the person just vanished without a trace. Meanwhile, Lori has found Rebecca's diary in the cellar. Rebecca wrote about being locked in that same cellar for 3 months by her own parents. Lori can't fathom how her mother survived being locked there for so long. Rebecca watches Lori through her laptop and can't help but be sad for her. She leaves it on when she goes downstairs to check the food she's cooking. When Austin heads up to check the toilet, he sees the live feed of Lori in the cellar. When Rebecca suddenly remembers it, she dashes back to the room. But Austin pretends to be busy working on the broken pipe when she gets there. Afterwards, Austin meets up with Detective Lawrence to tell her what he saw. But the detective knows Austin has been railing Rebecca, and it could incriminate him as well. Austin admits he did sleep with Rebecca, but insists that he's not proud of his actions. He encourages the detective to do something with what he found. So the detective asks Austin to look for more evidence, while the authorities will see what they can find in Rebecca's past. Rebecca has already decided it's her time to shine. She visits Lori one last time only to say goodbye. She's prepared to live her life without Lori. Lori hasn't eaten for days, and she begs her mother to free her. But Rebecca has already made up her mind. Austin returns to Rebecca's house to look for evidence. He later presents the detective with a receipt for boxes of food supplies. He says he only found one box in the house. Even though everything is circumstantial, the detective finally decides to bring Rebecca in for questioning. They arrest her in the middle of church service. But Rebecca refuses to cooperate, saying Lori ran away. All she says is that she gave to Lori everything she didn't have as a child. After digging deep, the detectives find that Rebecca's maiden name is Johnson, and when she was 18, her family's farm burned down, killing both her parents. But Rebecca was found in the underground cellar unharmed. Detective Lawrence takes her team back to the old farmhouse where they find Lori barely alive. Now they know the truth. Rebecca is facing life imprisonment without parole for what she did, and on top of that, she's also facing charges for the manslaughter of her parents, who died in the fire that they suspect she started. Lori knows that her mother is also a victim. Still, she wishes for her mom to pay the consequences of her actions. Even though Austin helped find Lori, I hope she didn't go back to that literal mother effer. This was pretty good, y'all. Kyla Pratt sold the evil mama, and Kelsey Moema did great as well. Apparently, this was based on true stories, but not a specific one. What did y'all think of this one?
If you like this video, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. We got lots more of foolishness on this channel that'll have you hollering. And if you like to watch more, just click here or here.